So I go meet this girl at her place, right? And we were going to go out, but she said we need to wait on her babysitter to show up so someone can watch her 5-year-old daughter, right? When I first get to the neighborhood, I realized it's a gated community in North Dallas. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I had to text her to get the code and everything. So I'm like, damn, seems like a nice area. Surely nothing goes on wild here, right? So as I'm pulling up to her house, I noticed that her front lawn is cut diagonal. You know what I mean? It's not cut in a straight line. So I'm like, oh, okay. It's cut like a golf course. This is nice, real nice. You know what I mean? So I pull right into the driveway and I park right there. But that right there is already breaking rule number 34-1 in the Baby Mama Shuffle Safety Handbook. You never park right in the driveway. You're going to find out why in just a second. Before I get out the car, I grab my tool bag and I grab my hard hat. But I'm not there to fix anything. Once you get to a level I am of doing the baby mama shuffle, you realize that a lot of these girls, they don't like their kids to see that they're casually dating. You know what I mean? So it helps them if you show up as a handyman, show up as a direct TV guy or dish. Me, I got all the polos. I got the vest, I got the hard hat, so I got it all. Because I've learned over time, if you cater to these women, it helps your situation in the end. This is what I do. Hell, I'll even show up as an astronaut if she needs me to. You know what I mean? Just put it in the appointment notes. So I'm sitting on the couch just chilling, right? I'm eating one of her kids' fruit snacks. She has a PS5 on this big ass flat screen. So I'm like, oh, hell yeah. And the sitter should be there any minute. Everything's going great, right? Then, out of nowhere, I hear boom, 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 boom. Sound like LAPD at the front door. She jumps up and looks at me like I was suspecting company. Like, nah, girl, this your house. Who the hell is that? And I wasn't really scared until she got up and she went to the door and she looked through the window thing on the right side. And when she turned around, the face she had looking at me looked like pure fear. Like she shouldn't have been there either. I'm like, whoa, like what's going on? She's like, you need to get up, get your stuff. You need to go to the pantry right now. I'm like, the pantry? She's like, get up, get your stuff, and go hide in the pantry. So I wasn't going to let her say it 3 times. So I got up, I got all my stuff, and I go hide in the kitchen pantry. And I was sitting there next to a box of Ritz. I remember specifically. So while I was sitting in that pantry, I didn't know what was going on, right? But later I found out, like just to add information in right now, that her babysitter had to cancel. But she called her ex-husband instead of calling her because she had like no clue that they were even going through a split, right? So he showed up to pick up the kids, but he saw my car in the driveway. You know what I mean? That's why there's rules to this. You always park across the street. You park down the road. You never park in the driveway. That's how you get yourself hurt. So I'm sitting in this pantry. I'm hugging my little tool bag and my hard hat. And I'm like trying to breathe like real quiet. And then I overhear like them yelling like blah, blah. Like it's like real muffled. But then I hear like a slap, like a loud bah. And then she goes, and you still hit like a bitch. And I'm like, oh. They squabbing. So I'm like, okay, do I get out the pantry and go like do something, or do I sit here and let this family matter go on? You know what I mean? Then I started hearing glass breaking and all kinds of stuff. So I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna sit in here while there's like full-fledged domestic violence going on. So I get up, I walk around like the little kitchen short hallway thing, and then when I see him, my whole mind kind of changed, and I wish I was still in that pantry because he was this big, buff, no neck, Vin Diesel, cornbread and hot sauce and beans for breakfast looking motherfucker. And I didn't really know what to do. So I was like, hey, yo. And then as soon as he heard me, he turned and looked at me. He started walking my way, and he was like cussing and everything already. And then she saw that he was coming towards me. So she like ran and kind of like intercepted, his path. I guess she was trying to save my life, right? But as soon as like she got in front of me, he picked her up like a toddler, like underneath the armpits. He picked her up and chunked her. I'm talking like almost 10 feet into the couch, and the couch like flipped over. So I'm like, okay. And then when my adrenaline's pumping and I'm mad, I start to sound like my mom for no reason. So I was like, hey, so what you not gonna do is just throw people. But before I can get the word around out of my mouth, I'm up off the ground, you know what I mean? And he throws me, and I remember I did one half spin, and I saw like the kitchen, and then I was on the dining table, and then I hit this little dog cage, and then I hit the tile floor, and I thought I was dead, and I kind of laid there, and I'm not gonna lie, I knew I wasn't dead, but I played dead because I didn't want no more of what that got going on. That was a family matter. I shouldn't even say anything. And part of me was trying to make myself feel better for laying there acting dead, you know what I mean? Because I was like, you know what? He threw her into a couch, you know what I mean? He threw me into a dining room table. So he still loves her, you know what I'm saying? She got thrown into a couch. So let me just, lay here. And because he didn't ask me who I was. He didn't say, what are you doing here? He immediately picked me up and threw me. He didn't want to have no conversations with me. So I'm just going to lay there and chill out. So eventually she started yelling, I called the cops are on the way. And then the cops did show up, but he was already gone by then. So when the cops showed up, of course, they asked me questions, they asked her questions. I told the cops I got a few punches in, which was a bold-faced lie. I did not get one punch.
Unfortunately, this is what can happen when you deal with single mothers, especially when you go to their place of residence. At least have the brains to go somewhere where you can control the environment to avoid things like this. And buddy, maybe don't park your car in the driveway next time. Secondly, she's trifling for letting a man in her home when she wasn't fully separated from her husband. I bet you he learned a valuable lesson that day.
What's up is why you've been lying to me for 11 years, telling me that DJ is my real son. Why you been lying to me?
What have I been lying about?
I got a DNA test done.
A DNA saying what?
Saying that he's not my son.
Let me see this DNA test.
You don't need to see it. I saw it.
How DNA test gonna say?
How you gonna be lying to me for 11 years? Why would you do that to me?
Where's the lie?
The lie is you. You are the lie. You have been lying to me for 11 years, having me believe that my son that I've been raising for 11 years is not really my son. Like, how could you do that to me? Like, what can you say for yourself right now?
What made you get a DNA test?
Because I went through your phone.
And why?
Talking about me, laughing and bragging, telling your friends that I have no idea that he's really not my son. So I went and got a DNA test done. Like, you think I'm stupid or something? Like, how could you do this to me?
You know what?
What? You care more about me
my
going
son.
through your phone than you lying to me about my son not being mine? Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me right now? You care more about being humiliated and me finding out that our son is not really my son and that he has a different father. I sure have, because I thought he was my son. Because you've been lying to me this whole time.
What are you talking about? Does it matter?
It does matter. Are you crazy? What do you mean? That absolutely matters. Like, you don't see anything wrong with what you did? You don't see anything wrong with what you did? You've been lying to me. You've been sitting here lying to me for 11. Of course I love him, but I can't. But you guys can't stay. You can't stay here anymore.
Where we gonna go?
I don't know. It's not my problem.
It's
It's not my problem. It's not my problem. It's not my problem. It's not my problem. You can't stay here. You can't stay here. You can't stay here. I don't know. It's not my problem. I did my job. I did my job. I did my job as a dad. I did my job as a dad. You can't stay here anymore. Y'all gotta go. Both y'all can't stay anymore. No, I'm hurt. I'm hurt. I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it. Y'all can't stay here anymore. Y'all gotta go. Y'all gotta get y'all house. Y'all gotta go. I can't deal with it. I'm putting y'all out. Yes.
Who's gonna put us
I'm
out?
gonna put you out.
How? When?
I'm gonna put you out. I will pack your bags myself and put you out of here. I will pack your bags. Y'all can't stay here. You gotta go. You lied to me. You lied to me. You lied to me for 11 years.
And you
For
lied
11 years straight, you lied to me, having me believe that he's my son. No, you gotta go. You gotta go. You gotta get up out of here. You gotta get up out of here. No, I can't look at you. I can't look at. No. Y'all gotta.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. DNA tests should be mandatory. This woman lied to this man for 11 years without him knowing. Just imagine the heartbreak this man is going through. And to make matters worse, she doesn't even seem apologetic. She was more upset he went through her phone than the fact that she possibly ruined the last 11 years for him. Men, get DNA tests done. Stay safe, and with that being said, I'll see you in the next one.